So credentialing, oh, that's another thing. I didn't tell you guys about credentialing. So once you get a job, you're not starting right away. Well, once you secure that job, you are not starting right away. Hey guys, it's Maureen and thank you for making it to my channel, All Things Maureen. And I want to first off, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the congratulations. I really appreciate it. Like, I've been busy, but like actually sitting down and actually seeing you guys' comments just makes me feel so good, and the support is like so real. So I just really want to say that I honestly truly appreciate all of you guys. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to like do this more in real time, try to record like more often so you guys know exactly what's going on, and I think it'll be easier that way because I kind of will have everything fresh in my head. So we're gonna catch up. So I told you guys that I applied for my Texas license back in November. Then a little over a month, so I applied November 24th. Then December 31st, they reached out to me and said that I needed to I needed to apply for an RN license by endorsement because I do have a license for Florida. That's my home, that's where I'm from, but I have a compact license. So Texas wants me to get a Texas license by either endorsement, or I had to send them a letter declaring Florida as my residential home and show them proof and all that stuff. So I did that on the 31st. And so before they had reached out, I also said that, you know, by January, if I do not hear from them, I'm going to have to like find a collaborating physician and go through with Florida, because the reason why I didn't want to do the collaborating physician with Florida is because I live in Texas, so I kind of wanted to get a job in Texas. And then Florida kind of requires more as far as like getting your DEA and all this stuff, and then having to pay for a collaborating physician. But I didn't want to sit and kind of just wait. So, for too long at least. And so, so I've decided that, okay, well, I haven't heard from Texas, so I'm gonna explore this collaborating physician thing again. And so, okay, so I did explore the collaborating physician. Like I said, I spoke with Guardian MD. They was gonna charge me like a crazy setup fee, and then it were gonna charge me a crazy amount, $600-700 for Texas, and then it was more than that actually. And then another, no, it was gonna be like one thing for Florida, like $600-700, and then like an additional $600-700 for Texas. And so yeah, no, that's crazy. I'm not working yet. I'm not making that kind of money to be dishing out that money. And I also think it's crazy that they access this as new grads. So Guardian MD was completely written off. I don't have that money to do that. And it's like, if I was making the money, maybe it makes sense, but for me to dish this out, I don't even have a job yet. No. So then I spoke to Collab MD, and so they were gonna waive my setup fee because I was referred to them. But their fee was $680 for Florida, and then $7 something for Texas. Combined, it's gonna be $1,100. Again, I did not want to do that. I don't have the money to be doing that. Like, no. The thing is, there's just so many things we have to pay for, right? We also have to have malpractice insurance, and I don't think I told you guys about that. And so I looked at NSO. I think they were asking for like $1,200, $1,500. I looked at CMNF, and they were asking for like $1,700 for a whole year. And then you can do monthly payments, but that's just still too much for, no, like I'm not doing that. I'm not even working full time. And so then I did end up signing with Berkshire, BERXI. It's like Berkshire, I believe. And I found a quote for $700 for the whole year. So that'll be $65 a month. But when I signed up, I did have to pay like $180 because you have to pay like the initial fee and then that month fee. And so it also is just like, I'm paying for malpractice insurance. I don't even have a job, right? So like, that's the thing I don't understand. And so you need that malpractice insurance, you need your collaborating physician. And then the other thing is too, so all of this is so that you have a 1099 job. You can get a W-2 job, which is like a staff job. Some popular places are like Talkiatry, LiveStance. But those jobs, they have a high turnover rate. Which, I mean, I feel like as a new grad, it wouldn't be too bad to get into it because you have some structure, you'll have your physician already. Those jobs usually give you your physician, give you your malpractice insurance. they cover all that stuff for you. However, those jobs are also hard to get. Most of the time they want you to have experience. I've heard sometimes they hire new grads. They don't say that they do, but they typically do. So I mean, if I could land that job right now, that would be great. I've actually applied to psychiatry, haven't heard anything since. I applied to the Florida position. Actually, I think I applied to Florida and Texas. I don't even have a Texas license, but I still applied, but I haven't heard from them, right? And I know LifeStance is another option. The only thing with LifeStance is that psychiatry is remote and LifeStance is hybrid. I'm really trying to go for remote right now, and I don't even have the Texas license to even go for LifeStance. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So you can get a W-2 job. Your collaborating physician will be covered. Your malpractice insurance will be covered. However, just keep in mind that, you know, it's going to be a more strict environment, more controlled, but you will have help. I think that would be okay for a new grad. I'm open to whatever. I would be okay with getting that job, but at the same time, those jobs are the hard ones to get. Now, the 1099 jobs, think of independent contractor working for a company, kind of like a travel nurse type of thing. That's what I'm trying to do. Those jobs you can get quicker. However, you have to come up with the money first. You have to get your own malpractice insurance. You have to have your own collaborating physician. Like, you have to sign up for your NP, ICAQH. That's already normal. I feel like there's something else I had to pay for that I don't even remember at this time. But yeah, so you have to have all that in place, and then you start working basically for an agency. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm basically trying to get myself set up so that I can just start working with the 1099 job. And yeah, and so, and then the other thing with that is that it's a toss-up too, because it's like no guarantee. A lot of them have good reviews. A lot of them say you'll get like your patient load, but it also depends on your location, the state that you're in. And so that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get the 1099 job so that I can start doing that. Because like I said, those jobs, you can start working quicker, right? Once you get through all these bumps and lumps in the road. And so, okay, so I decided that I was going to explore the collaborating MD thing again. So I reached out. So I saw an ad for this company, NP Collaborators. And so I went on their website, and it's like, you got to fill it out, kind of say what state you're in, what are you looking for, yada, yada, yada. So I put the Florida thing, and then like they show you positions in that area. And then the advertisement says that you'll find doctors, you could find a collaborating MD for under 500, and that's ideal for me. Like, I wanted to stay under 500. I was like, if I have to do it, I want to stay under 500. And so the lowest I saw was 450. And then it also depends on what kind of doctor you want. So they have doctors on there, and they also have psychiatrists. For Florida, they want you working with a psychiatrist. So your collaborating MD has to be a psychiatrist. It's absolutely non-negotiable. And so the lowest I saw was 450. The next one I saw was 500. So you fill out like the application or whatever that you're interested in, and then you get booked a Zoom call. So then I booked my call for the next day. Then I spoke with the woman for the company, and we kind of went over what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to do. And then she also went over with the physician she would recommend that would fit for me, because my thing was I wanted someone that worked with new grads, because I'm a new grad. I don't want, if I do have to reach out to you, I don't want to feel like I'm annoying you. I don't want nobody micromanaging me either. So she definitely told me like some of the doctors that she would recommend for me. And so yeah, so then after that, she contacted those physicians and said them, hey, this person is looking for a collaborating MD, the Psych NP needs an MD, yada, yada, yada. And so whichever, she contacted the two of them, the 451 and then the 501. And then the 501 got back quicker. And so that same day, I had a meeting with her at like 10 o'clock that morning. And then she called me maybe around noon and was like, oh yes, he's available to talk to, if you guys want to have, if he's available at noon, no, 4 o'clock. We had a combo at, well, I don't know, because she's East Coast, I'm West Coast. So whatever, afternoon, we had a meeting scheduled. And so basically in that meeting, it's a Zoom call as well. And you're just kind of going over expectations. He's telling me how he does his thing. Want to ask me what I'm looking for. Like I said, I just want to support a physician. I want to be able to reach you whenever I need to reach you. And for one, the fact that he was able to respond quickly when she reached out to him was definitely a green flag for me. So I definitely like that. And then he like gave me his number. He was like, if you have any questions, this is my number, you can contact me. He does say that he works inpatient, but he's usually quick with the phone. He'll be able to get back to me within an hour if I have any questions regarding any patients or anything like that. So I felt very good about this doctor, like, I definitely enjoyed that conversation. I felt like he would be a great MD to collab with. So then after that, he said he want to work with me. I said I want to work with him. Then I went back to the other person that works for NP collaborators, told her, okay, we want to do this. So then they send me the documents. So we're signing our documents. So it is a month-to-month thing. I do have to make that payment. But the good thing that I found out was that they actually waive your, like, so once I sign up, we got the documents, I didn't have to pay my $500 right away. What they do is they wait for you to get your credentialing. Like, they understand that you don't start working right away. They understand you're not making that money. They understand the hoops that we have to go through. And that just made me feel so good, because that's what I was saying. Like, I just feel like these companies are just asking for so much and we're not even making money yet. Like, at least I understand when we start making money, go ahead. But I'm not even making money yet. You want me to dish out all this money? Like, I'm trying to get a job. Like, what are we doing, right? So I really appreciated that. And so she also told me that the company was made by an NP. So the NP understands what we go through. So credentialing, oh, that's another thing. I didn't tell you guys about credentialing. So once you get a job, you're not starting right away. Well, once you secure that job, you are not starting right away. You have to get credentialed, where you basically have to get credentialed with these insurance companies, like all the Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, all that stuff. You have to get credentialed. Credentialing takes up to 60 days. It can take up to 60 days. It could take longer. I've heard the shortest 30 days. So once you get that job, you still got to wait 30 days plus. So yeah, once you get credentialed, then you can start working. So that can be anywhere from 30, 45, 60 days. And so this company waits until you get credentialed. So basically, once you sign the contract, 60 days is basically when you're expected to start making your payments. If you get credentialed in 30 days, then you start making your payments in 30 days. But long story short, they don't expect you don't start paying them basically until you start seeing patients. And I just felt like that was just such a good thing. Like, that just made me so happy, because it's like, okay, good, I don't have to pay that right now. Now I have a collaborating physician. However, I was mad because you're telling me I could have did this a month ago. Like, how come nobody told us? Like, I could have did this a month ago, because the whole reason why I was holding back was because I didn't want to pay that money for a job that was not even guaranteed. But you're telling me that I could have my collaborating MD? Like, what? And so, you know, that was the issue with my Florida DEA. I couldn't get I paid for the DEA. I paid the $888 for the DEA, but I couldn't get it because I didn't have a Florida MD. So what I was gonna do was just transfer it to Texas and get my Texas DEA. But now that this company, I signed that contract, I have the collaborating MD, now I can use that to get my Florida DEA. So I submitted that to them. So let's see how long this process takes. I hope they don't take a long time, because once I get my Florida DEA, I can start applying for the 1099 contract positions and I can start working. And so, yeah, like, this was definitely like a good experience. I'm glad that I found this company, because their price was like the best price that I found so far. It wasn't absurd, nothing. I mean, obviously I don't want to pay $500, but it is what it is. We have to do what we got to do for this profession. And so I'm just very grateful that I found this company. So for you guys, that'll be my position soon. Definitely make sure you take note. And I'm just glad that I found it out and I was able to help tell you guys about it, so that you guys can, you know, do better than me when it comes to your time. And so then the other thing is too, with the collaborating MD, if you can network, I would definitely say network, because I know that's how some people get their collaborating MD without having to pay so much money. I've also seen some people say that they put an ad out on Indeed for a doctor for $300 a month and then $300 an hour if the nurse actually needs them. I think that might be better for a nurse that's an NP that's already been doing it. But I feel like as a new grad, I don't know about paying no $300 an hour. I might need you a lot. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very just glad to be working with a company that works with new grads. And that's the other thing too, NP collaborators do work with new grads. So, and they do work with the companies that do those 1099 contracts. So they have like agreements and stuff, like partnerships and stuff. So that is very good for me. That sounds very good for me. So yeah, that's where we are. I finally have a collaborating physician. I don't have to start making payments until 60 days. Possibly sooner when I start working and actually seeing patients. But I'm just very happy that this opportunity like came across my desk, because I was really just trying to figure it out. So I did submit myself to the DA. I told them this is my collaborating physician, this is the agreement. So let's see how long they get back. And yeah, hopefully they don't take too long. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Make sure you guys check out my resources. I did come up with a lot of free resources for you guys to help you guys navigate your Psych NP journey. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I do have other resources that are helpful in my Stan store, so make sure you guys check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching.